Hi, my name is Priscilla Oriamoti, and this is Raising Health with Priscilla O. And today we are talking about cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is a cancer that affects women. And in 2018, the World Health Organization estimated that about 750,000 women were diagnosed with cervical cancer, which is a really high number. So that it's important that we talk about it. And over 300,000 women died from cervical cancer, which shouldn't be because it is very preventable. So today we are talking about cervical cancer so that you can be very well informed to make better choices when it comes to your cervix. Okay, so what is a cervical cancer? Cervical cancer is a cancer of the cervix. So the cervix is the bridge between the vagina and the uterus. So it's at the opening of the uterus. So every woman who has a cervix has the risk of being infected with cervical cancer, or has a risk of getting cervical cancer. Now, a cancer is an abnormal growth of cells in the body. So, any part of the body at all can be cancerous if there is an abnormal growth of the cells there. So, that's why we have skin cancer. So, if there is an abnormal growth of cells in the skin, it's called skin cancer. So, that is why we have a cancer of the cervix, because there is an abnormal growth of cells there. Now, what causes cervical cancer? Cervical cancer is caused mainly by an infection, a virus called the human papilloma virus. Now, this virus is passed on, or it's transmitted through sexual intercourse. So sometimes some people say that cervical cancer is actually a sexually transmitted disease or a sexually transmitted infection. Well, that can also be true because it is passed through sex. So if you have sex with a male who carries the HPV, which is the human papilloma virus, then you can get cervical cancer, or you will get cervical cancer. So that is the cause of it. And then if you have any if you share sex toys with other people. So if you share sex toys, which shouldn't be, you shouldn't, there are some practices that are really bad habits that you shouldn't do. There are certain things you do not share, and sex toys are one of them you do not share, because when you do, then you might be passing on certain infections to other people. And then if you have skin to skin contact of the genital area with another person, if the person carries the HPV or the human papilloma virus, he or she will carry it on to you. So that is how you get cervical cancer, through sexual intercourse with an infected person. Okay, so what are the symptoms of cervical cancer? If I probably am getting cervical cancer, how do I know? Okay, so this is how you know. If you experience vaginal bleeding that is unusual, women who have not had their menopause yet have their menstrual periods every month. So if you are bleeding in between your periods, or if you are bleeding during or after sex, that should give you an indication that you should visit the doctor and see if there's something wrong. It could be an indication of cervical cancer. So unusual vaginal bleeding is one of them. If you have changes in your vaginal discharge, women have a flora, or sometimes even a discharge, which is normal for every woman. So if you find out that yours is different now, it has changed a bit, the color, the odor, if it has changed, go visit the doctor. It could be that it's another type of infection, which is still good for you to visit the doctor. Whatever that is identified early, it's always good. In health, we say early detection saves lives. So if you find that your vaginal discharge has changed, please visit the doctor and see what's going on. And then if you experience pain during sex shouldn't be painful. It should be enjoyable. So if you have sex and then you are experiencing pain, please visit the hospital and then let your doctor check you out.